Welcome to IBM Smart Business, Development and Test on the IBM Cloud. As a member of the team, I would like to show you just how easy it can be to create a reference image from a fully configured and running instance. Before we discuss the steps for creating an image, let's look at the big picture. In the first video, Add Instance, I showed how we can select an image from the list of stock IBM images, then configure the instance, then produce a running instance. Generally, the easiest way to think of an image is as a frozen instance saved in storage. It is a snapshot of what you have, but since it is in storage, it's not running. On the other hand, the instance is the actual running environment, complete with the middleware and applications that allows your people to work productively in the IBM Cloud. In the first scenario for this video, I will show how we can save an instance as an image. After I create an instance, typically I will add my company's applications to that instance and set up the environment the way I want it. Depending on my needs and the complexity of my environment, this setup activity could be quite time-consuming. Saving the fully configured running instance as a stored image in my personal view allows me to have a snapshot of the instance. This image is secure and accessible only by my company. So once I have saved the instance as an image, I can delete the instance 1 week, and next week, if I need to create the identical environment, all that I have to do is quickly configure the instance from my reference image. And if I have several groups that need the same environment, I can create as many instances from this reference image as necessary. So this is the big picture of instances and images. I start with a stock IBM image in my public view. In the user interface, I select Add Instance to create a running environment that I can customize for my company's needs. Then I can save this instance as a reference image that I can use to create duplicate environments the same day or months down the road. So let's return to the user interface, and I will walk through the necessary steps for converting instances to images and images to instances. On the Control panel, under the Instance sub-tab, I will select the instance in the table that I want to convert into an image. Then I click on the action below the table entitled Create Private Image. The Create Private Image pop-up appears. I need to remember that in order to create an image, my instance will be stopped and then later restarted. So I must make sure that no one in my group is using that instance. This action is significantly longer than a provisioning activity. Copying the instance and creating the image can take an hour or more. Once I am ready to proceed, I give my private image a name and enter a description of the environment. Then click on Submit. The progress indicator spins for a while, and then the Create Private Image Success panel appears. At this point, the request has been submitted and the development and test system is busy copying and creating the image. So, in order to follow the progress, I will jump over to the Images sub-tab since we are creating an image. The private image is being created and appears in a row of the table. And after an hour or so, the image becomes available. Now that our image is ready, we can use this as a template to generate other instances. There are 2 ways to create an instance from an image. The first way is what I demoed in the first video entitled Instance Creation. End users typically follow this technique. To use this private image, the end user would click on the Instance sub-tab. Then they click on Add Instance. And when the Add Instance panel pops up, they will see in the upper right corner that there is a View drop-down. They click that drop-down and then select My Images. And then they will see the customized image. They can choose this image and then continue with their configuration of a new instance. As I remarked before, we've covered these steps in the first demo entitled Add Instance. Let's turn to the steps to create an instance from a private image using the second technique from the Images sub-tab. We will go to the Images sub-tab and select the image that I want to run as an instance. Below the table, I will click on the Create Instance link. We see the Add Instance wizard once again, and the steps are the same as with the earlier demo. We name the new instance, confirm the parameters for this instance, accept the license agreement, the progress indicator spins for a while, and then we see the success panel. When we click Close, we return to Our starting point, the Images tab. To see our new instance, I click on the Instances tab. The selected row in this table shows that our new instance, QA Regression Test, has the status of provisioning. When provisioning changes to active, we're ready to use that instance. So now, we have demonstrated how to save our highly customized environments and store them as a private image. One week, we can tear down the instances to save money since we're not using them, and then a month when we need the instance again, we can restore the identical environment by converting our private image into a running instance. Rather than acquiring machines, installing and configuring them, and fine-tuning the environment, within about an hour or so, we can have our highly customized environment ready to use simply by provisioning an instance from our stored private image. This concludes our demo of creating private images and creating instances from those images. For more information about creating images and creating instances, please visit the support page and check out our video and documentation libraries. To learn more about IBM and its cloud initiatives, please visit ibm.com/cloud. Thank you.